chocolate has returned to your ice cream and is about to melt all in your mouth and dribble down your chin and neck. And oh boy, is he sticky. Welcome to We Are Live.
Did you write that?
I kind of, on the way over, I did.
Huh.
You like it?
Is that that one street approved? You like how I did that? I
like
kept
how you
an
did
eye
it.
out for the AI detectors that you think are following you.
There
That
are.
anytime that word or phrase is uttered,
Yeah.
you think you would be attached to it.
Well, there's an algorithm
So I'm looking
somewhere.
out for you.
Yeah, those algorithms, algorithm.
Do you want your camera again? You want to? Hey, it's We Are. Oh, there he is. Hang on. You want me to talk for you?
Okay, yeah, okay.
What's up, y'all?
It's pretty good.
Here I am.
Oh.
Back in action, if you know what I mean.
Damn.
Lots to get into today. Gardner and I were discussing before the show. This could literally be a two-topic day. Like we may not, we may just have a lot of opinions on what's going on, and
This is like
and some reactions.
Andrew
to
Luck in the
reactions.
last 5 minutes of the Righteous Gemstones.
Well, first of all, I didn't want to. Who am I to only be nice to people that are nice to me? But Tony Cavallero keeps. You know what? We say the wall bump is real. We'll take full credit for his years of improv training and acting.
There was a
but
wall.
Last night,
That was a wall bump at the end of that episode.
you mean a walnut?
Oh boy.
There it is. We'll talk more about that as a show. Thankful and praise be to be here to the Gemstones. We should say a little prayer to the
Praise be
Gemstones
to the Gemstones.
every day. That's my new favorite thing. I also I caught up on Lights Out with David Spade. I got some thoughts about that. Whatever. We can jump into all this stuff. We're live from Midcoast Studio in Grand Center. A lot of flooding around St. Louis today, so please don't Facebook and drive through water. It's bad. And I drove from out of St. Louis today. I saw a bunch of it happening into St. Louis, so either way.
It was very weird. It was like the panhandlers were out in front with like their Moses
And
staff.
rowboat.
They were just like, "You shall not pass."
Moses was not attributed to that quote. It was a wizard in a Tolkien movie that was based on a Tolkien book. So Travis Farrell's here. My name's Chris Denman. We'll get into lots of stuff today. Be sure to check out midcoast.media for more information on all of Gardner's projects. Chris Gardner, the executive producer, Stream Queen, and
Where is he?
silver-haired goddess. Where are you at, Gardner?
Go!
Aunt Crystal, where are you?
Go!
Where are you? Show yourself.
Go!
Show yourself, coward!
Oh, there he is. Look at that. Look how.
What
that
shirt you wearing
skin
today?
is matching.
Yeah, you're. What's up? You're not.
Oh, somebody's running for. Oh, you're running for senator. Oh, it's Senator Flatbed.
Let's debate.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Is this the latest in your Buy Jack collection?
Yeah, we should put these on sale soon. I'm trying to roll it out, though. I've been inspired by a political commentator on a way to roll these out, I think.
Like on a
Her
flatbed?
name's Tommy Lahren.
Tommy?
Something like that.
I
saw some ads for some clothing line, athleisure line, maybe she's doing, and it kind of inspired me. So now I got my brain started going, and it's not stopping. So I'm trying to corral some of the ideas here.
That at times scares me when your brain does have gas. It's like that. It's like that death trap machine that your 17-year-old son's been like, I'm gonna drive it one day and I'm gonna look good on the way to school. And they're like, he's not gonna get the carburetor fixed. I won't ever have to worry about it. And then you hear the
I'm working
fire
on
up
that.
and
Trying to slow it down some. Put a governor on it in a little way.
Oh boy.
Wait, a Greitens?
Oh no.
More automobile talk.
Yeah.
I'm not used to you.
No, we do
discussing
not want that.
those things.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't do pull-ups.
Real quick. Gardner?
No. He didn't say hello to everybody.
Oh no.
I was going to say, speaking of nuts,
Thank you.
good morning to our nuts.
Oh yeah.
Our walnuts.
Chris, higher. Come on, put the elbow up, man. There we go. Three. There, go. Three. Do the German three from like.
No, don't.
Don't do the German three from Glorious Bastards.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still my thumb.
That hurts. That's okay. But that's all right. The nuts love it. The nuts do love it.
Well, if they love it that much, they can hit share on the Facebook stream.
For
that's what
organic growth.
That's
what
right.
they call it.
Looking for that. Gardner, sir.
Mhm.
Travis, sir. You had a long time since you've been in here. You can catch us up on that if you want. Gardner, how was your weekend? How many cigarettes did you smoke?
Oh,
Did you
quite
eat
a
any
few.
tasty, sugary treats?
What did I eat? I don't remember what I ate. Went to Chipotle yesterday.
Oh boy.
Of course you did.
Saturday. Oh, I ate in the park.
Put chalk outline. In the
Saturday in the
background.
park, huh?
Saturday, I went to the Richmond Heights Schnucks, grabbed a poor boy and some chips and a
Oh,
bottled
boy.
water.
Oh, okay.
Like one of the baggers?
Walked into the DeMunn neighborhood,
Just walked.
walked there, grabbed a scooter, and then headed into the park.
Now, you went into the park. There's a new rule that's been implemented recently by the city of St. Louis
Oh, yeah,
and
there
Forest
has been.
Park when it comes to these scooters. It reduces the speed
Yeah.
when it enters the park.
Oh, yeah.
So, how
That
does
wasn't
this
just
work?
a veiled threat.
So yeah, no, it wasn't. When
They
into
got
action.
geofencing. They got like a fucking force field around
I
there
didn't know
now.
you can even do that.
Now, here's what happened. I get into the park.
Oh boy.
Now, it doesn't take effect immediately when you come from outside the park and into the park. which
Okay,
was interesting.
so it takes a minute when you get deep into the park, in
Yeah,
the belly of
right.
the beast.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to operate that way. So I
Okay.
dodged it somehow for a little while.
Okay.
But
Do you
I
have
was-
your own yet?
No.
Oh, boy.
Oh, then that's going to change the game. That's going to change the game because
It is a game changer.
Now, because that isn't programmed to the force field
No.
inside of Forest Park.
No, and I
Okay.
was upset almost immediately because I know big cycling is behind this.
It is
most
big. It is big.
I have thoughts on that from my own neighborhood from the weekend, by
Seems
the
like
way.
this issue just goes round and round.
Oh. Many spokes to this problem.
I like that one. Hope this issue doesn't catch a flat tire.
We'll talk after the
Okay,
show.
I
everyone.
apologize.
We're
Sorry
gonna have to
about
have
that.
a post-show meeting.
My
now.
bad.
This topic's just rolling through every stop
The
sign.
multi-use path. I think this is where it comes from. Is they're tired of scooters. People living the hashtag scooter life on their multi-use path, and there's some bad etiquette at times, especially
Okay.
if a kid gets a hold of it and just wants to go do
Scoot
whatever.
around.
Like I've said before, we need more good guys with scooters. That's how we fix this problem.
I see.
Just
Now-
like the Old West.
Yes. Now I get on the path, and 2 minutes in, I'm on the path along Skinker. So just going along Skinker, traveling north, because I'm going to go into the middle of the park. I'm
Right.
going over to Picnic Island to find a park bench and enjoy my sandwich. That's all I wanted.
Look at you.
And so I get in there, and almost immediately, some guy who thinks he's, I'm not going to say Lance Armstrong. I'm going to go even further back.
Mario
wow.
Cipollini.
No.
That's,
Some
that's
guy-
good, though. Give me a point for that
Oh,
reference.
that's fair.
Okay.
Some guy who thinks he's Greg LeMond.
Oh, I was going to say Mario Andretti.
Well, no.
That's
That
a different
doesn't-
thing.
Hey, Black Sheep thinks all this is a
Different trick.
vicious cycle.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. This guy, obviously going faster than 10 miles per hour, which is what the scooters are limited to, or
Right.
supposed to be limited to, goes around a cyclist who is going slower. Just a
Right.
lady out for a nice ride in the park on a
Right.
Saturday morning,
Right.
and just into my lane.
Okay.
Is going around her.
Uh-huh.
I'm cruising at about 15 at this point.
Of course you are.
In my lane,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
and the guy cuts over into my lane.
Oh,
I have to
no.
brake
Oh,
so that he
no.
can get back over in
Oh,
front of her
no.
as Greg LeMond goes flying by. That's the first instance.
How old was
Then-
the gentleman?
Uh,
Race and potential education level.
Thank you, please.
White, I would say late 40s to
Oh!
early 50s.
Definitely.
I was going to pin this on the people before millennials or after millennials, whatever that group would be.
Wearing the wraparounds. Wearing the whole
Oh.
tight suit matching.
So you definitely went to
He
a
had
private
uniform.
school. He went to a
I
private
don't know.
school,
Yeah,
probably.
he's a cycling enthusiast. That's fine.
Okay.
But look, I'm supposed to be limited in what I can do, right?
Right.
But this guy whips around like that. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And so that's not the one that got me the most.
Okay, what about you?
It's when I was on the road, and like I said, you want us to keep these in the road, right? Well, you're limiting them to 10 miles per hour. That seems like an issue.
It's caused traffic jam.
It is especially an issue when this lady who's passing me goes on your left,
Oh, wow.
and I think it's a lady on a bike.
Yeah?
It's not.
Oh?
It's a lady rollerblading.
Well, shut
A
up.
rollerblading lady passed me.
Oh, wow. Now, how old was the lady?
Late
How-
30s.
Damn. So
Early
a woman,
40s?
a
Can
white
you be
woman.
over 50 in rollerblade?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Go to South Beach.
Oh, do you hang out in South Beach a lot in the rollerblading heavy areas?
I couldn't catch her. I couldn't catch up with her.
Couldn't catch her.
I let her go. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm just sitting there. I might as well just start smoking while I was on the
I don't
scooter.
know why you don't.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So I did a little research because I've been reduced.
Of course you did.
Do your research.
I've been reduced. You know what a hover round is?
No.
You know what you see the old people in?
Yeah.
Scooting around that have some issues or whatever.
Okay.
There are a lot of them in my neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Rascals, hover
Okay.
rounds. So I went to the internets and asked a question. How fast can a hover round go? It says most power wheelchairs average a top speed of approximately 5 miles per hour.
Right.
However, some power chair models can achieve maximum speeds of 10 miles per hour and more.
Are you now going to go after the hover round people?
No, but this is what I'm reduced to.
Oh, so you're going to actually get a hover round now?
Why not?
That's.
I mean, this is what it is now, right?
I don't think it should be. No, I wouldn't go.
So is this redlining, scooter crow laws? Like how we looking at this?
I don't know.
What
I
kind of
just
oppression
can't-
are you
I cannot
experiencing?
wait to my. I think there needs to be at least a compromise here. 15 miles per hour seems reasonable.
My thing is, like, how do we not see? It's just because it's new, but how do you not see that bicycles, like, what?
Here's my question: is there something in their contract with the city that
Well, here's-
regulates the city to create? Like, I would wonder,
Not
because this feels
necessarily-
like the government is telling you how to run your business.
Oh, it is.
Because they're
This
telling
is
you
where-
when
this
you
is
get
where it's
around
hard
a
to be a
certain
liberal,
part
Travis.
of. Yeah, so I'm really curious as to what role can the city government actually play in determining.
Well, they're
because I
really-
would imagine
so
we
they
have to
can-
pass an ordinance that says, okay, when you're in Forest Park, we can dictate that you can reduce your speed on that.
Some company told them, oh, we can slow them down real quick, like with the Geo whatever. Somebody sold them on that, and then they realized
here's
that it's a
why.
quick thing. That
Oh,
if you get 10 people that own businesses that are not afraid to spend some time at an alderman meeting or something like that, yeah, you could get a little thing. But the problem is too, scooter folks are probably not necessarily going to be people who have any sort of clout, like anyone that's going to care enough to
Hey.
go talk about this.
Watch
Boy.
yourself.
Oh boy.
This is. I've been looking for a battle with local government. I finally found one.
You found it.
But there's also a reason why the scooter companies might go along,
Right.
because they charge by what? Not by distance,
Mm.
by time,
Yeah.
by per minute.
So that it benefits
If it doesn't
them.
impact ridership, like number of people using,
Right.
and people are on them longer,
Right.
that means more money.
So it placates the city government in which you're operating
This is
while
hilarious.
also putting more money into your pocket.
So who's losing here?
The
It is
consumer.
you. But the thing is, though, you are in a park. It's kind of a leisurely place, so why would you need to be in a hurry? Now, if you're outside,
Because
then-
other people are too.
But
and
why do the bicyclists get to go over 30 miles
because
an
they're
hour?
they're powering by their legs.
That
And
doesn't-
Gravity,
that
gravity
doesn't-
has something to say
But
about
that doesn't matter really in this regard. That's not part of the argument.
Okay.
The argument is just speeds in general
Mhm.
for everyone.
Is it speeds, or is it that they're already kind of shrugging their shoulders with people who use these scooters who don't have elbow pads, knee pads, and helmets? So aren't they saying, all right, we guys got to meet me halfway. I got to reduce speed in a crowded area, especially a dense area with hills and potholes and
Sounds
curves.
like somebody's in the pocket of big cyclone.
I am
over
not
here.
in. I,
Did
well, I-
Scott
I-
Ogilvy get to you?
you know, I'm just saying. I think the cyclist
I'm sorry,
is
wait.
often left out. You know what? I think the cyclist is the new black.
Is that
I
a-
think that's something we should probably
Do you have a
consider.
yellow jersey on
Are those
underneath
spandex
it?
shorts underneath your jeans?
Nah, man, it was kind of cool this morning, so
Mm.
I threw something tight on under me, like just little.
Are you drinking a microbrew currently
No,
to
that-
replenish after a tough morning?
It's a typical.
Out on the trip?
It's a St. Louis protein
Gardner,
shake.
Don't let me
Gardner.
find out, Terrell.
It's a-
Don't let me find out.
Gardner, there are spikes on the bottom of his.
I just
Feet.
wonder. The persecuted cyclist has gone through a lot here in this city,
The
and I'm just,
persecuted scooterer.
hey man,
I-
bikes were here first. We got our own lane, dog. You welcome to use our lane. Their lane. Yeah,
Oh.
their lane.
Oh.
You're welcome to use the lane, cyclists, that I am not one of.
Can a cyclist
could use.
apologist explain to me why, if you're going through a busy street and there's an open bike lane, you would stay in the middle of a street, not use the bike lane,
Right.
and then smirk as cars finally are
This
able
seems
to
personal.
get by? It did. That happened to me. I'm like,
Love to
I'm
see
not going to honk at you. I'm not going to ride your ass. But there was a person. There's a Festival of Nations in the park I live on in Tower Grove this weekend.
Were you
So it was
nervous? Did you lock your
insane.
doors extra?
No, the drum line stayed away from me.
Okay.
But there was a bicyclist and like a family of bicyclists, and granted, maybe they wanted to ride horizontal or something for some reason. But I'm telling you, for like half of Arsenal up to Kings Highway, there was a very slow-moving bicyclist thing, and it was just the strangest thing as the bike lane was completely empty. Is that a safety thing, or was this person?
Was he turning, or he or she turning?
See, they were just going straight, but
Yeah,
you
then,
can
yeah,
stay
no,
in the
he was
bike lane
going.
and then get back over. So maybe it
Yeah.
was they just didn't want to mess with it because they had a
Me
crew.
personally, on a scooter, I would
Oh,
just stay
boy.
in the bike lane.
Mm.
It's called etiquette. It's thinking of others.
I agree.
Well, congratulations on your war against this. So what are you going to do whenever you get yours that won't be able to be governed?
No, that's a good question.
Will you take a ticket? If you get a ticket, would you take it to City Hall and
Oh
fight the
God,
fight?
yeah, yeah, because this sets up nicely for me
Oh no.
to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is the
I
best
don't know
idea.
which dream team member I'll use for
Oh
this.
God.
But remember when like the red light cameras were going?
Oh yeah.
I think I got a chance. Like
I was
that.
ahead of the curve on that, by the way. I backed a person that called me. They called me like they were the cable company or something, and they were telling me, they're like, we could. And I go, okay, so I want to get this clear. So you're saying if I don't pay you, a private company, for this camera photo that you took of me going 3 miles an hour over the speed limit in Cool Valley, Missouri, lived in Kansas City at the time.
This was a speed limit ticket or a red light ticket?
Speed limit.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Same thing. Camera, whatever, right? And then I was like, so you saying as a private company you can send me to jail? Well, no, we weren't saying that. So I was a little ahead of the curve on the whole camera stuff. I just wanted to state that.
Just because it'll give me the opportunity to present my case of if you're going to regulate speed within the park,
we
shouldn't
go.
it be for all devices being
Oh.
used?
You will ruin it for the whole party.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Most certainly.
Okay.
I've been looking to burn something down for a while now. It's been like,
Oh boy.
how old was I?
feel
12,
like that's kinda
12
like-
years old maybe
that
when
a
I got my juvenile arson record.
should
Oh
we-
no. I
It's
wasn't aware of
expunged.
that in
It's
the interview.
okay. It's okay.
I feel comfortable now.
So I
going
mean, I've been
forward.
looking for this battle for a long time, and if they give me a ticket, it gives me the opportunity to present that case.
Are we supposed to report this to somebody?
This is not Midcoast Media does not condone burning and or arson. I think we're good.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And yeah, Travis Terrell, international screenwriter and fellow of the
Everyone's international now, Travis, because of the internet.
It's true.
That's the point.
You get one like from Canada. People in
You're
international.
an international podcaster, technically.
That is very true. What up, Norway? We got to do a show there one day.
So, Travis, I don't know if you wanted to get into everything. Anything new happening in your life that we need to jump in on, or a to be continued?
I took a propeller plane to Chicago.
I'm sorry.
Yes. A propeller plane. They still make those.
You're not joking.
I'm not joking at all. I wish I was, but I am not. I had to take a propeller plane to Chicago and then to connect with my flight to Chicago to New York.
You went to New York last week?
I went to New York.
That's where you
last
were?
week. I was on assignment, Chris.
I thought you were at Jamestown Mall, just kicking it with the
I
homies.
wish-
I
don't-
love Jamestown.
I know it was a good time. Nice Dillards, really nice deal. Food court,
Buy your
very
Michael Jordan
spacious,
cologne there?
very clean.
That's where I had my first Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not on a Sunday.
James-
I think
Jamestown Mall.
I think I saw my first nipple at Jamestown Mall.
Really?
Yeah.
Used to play some indoor baseball at the Jamestown Sports Complex in the winter.
These be good times. Oh, those were nice. Man, those were good days in North County. And then just
Yep.
like they ruined the Indians, white man came along, was like, kill them all, kill
That
them
was
all.
in the days
don't
of the
think that's
Halls
a real
Ferry. How many theaters did it have?
Had 14.
Halls Ferry, 14.
Had 14 movie
The
theaters.
blackest
Imagine that.
theater in the history of St. Louis, possibly?
There's no doubt in my mind. I think it deserves its own like local 30 for
Put
30.
a plaque up there at least.
It definitely deserves a statue.
Yeah.
There were so many. Oh man, I did so many inappropriate things at that movie theater. But that's beside the point. Yes, Travis, of course, as
Third person, or
no, it's not like I don't, because I've been trying to work on this. I've been working on my humility. I am a person who doesn't like to talk about myself, especially in the third person, not around these parts at least. And so last week, can I put this so you Missourians can understand? I went on a interview with TV people
Do
who
not
make
talk to us
decisions,
like that.
who make decisions for what goes on televisions. You know, the box that you're looking at me through. Yeah. So I met with those people who make those decisions on what you and your family watches.
This is in New York.
This is in New York, which is like the Big Apple, the big city and the East Coast. There.
How'd it go?
It was how do you? It was like Emo's pizza on top of a Popeye's chicken sandwich, dipped in a Vest soda, covered in ranch. Absolutely outstanding.
So it's gonna kill you?
Yeah, probably.
You needed to sleep afterwards?
Yeah, I definitely needed a few hours.
Thanks for explaining it to us like that,
No
Travis.
problem. That's what I'm
because
here for,
We're the
boys and
ones
girls.
who need it explained to us on an elementary level.
Cow house. What are those things called? Barns?
Breaking it down for Midwesterners.
Just wanted to point that out.
Speaking of the Midwest, we've got the #1 powder coating resource in the Midwest on our roster.
Who could that be, man?
Only one name, Gateway Powder Coating. That's
Oh,
right.
of course. One of the greatest gateway powder coating companies in the world.
#1 in the Midwest for powder coating resources. They support us. You support them. GatewayPowderCoat.com is the website. That's right. It's about to be football season. You don't want those grills, those smokers looking bad whenever the fellas, ladies come over, hang out, have a good time. Have them touch it up. Have them make it look brand new. Gateway Powder Coating, fast, durable, affordable, and they support us. That's right, everybody. So good trip to New York.
It was a very good trip to the New York City, the Big Apple. Got in, got out. Papa Bear had a couple meetings, and
The meetings went well.
Yeah, they were. It was very good. It was my first opportunity to essentially introduce network folks to my content, and we'll see how that goes going forward. I don't know. I really wanted to jump aboard some really cool projects that are coming down the pipeline. Let's just put it that way.
For you or for
Just in
networks?
general, just in like if you have young kids, there are some really great, really cool projects that I think, and even I think parents, younger parents will enjoy because there's a particular reboot that is coming.
Is this public?
I don't think it's public
break it?
left. I don't want to break it yet, but it's well, let's just say it involves a very large dog.
What?
Oh, wow.
Beethoven?
No, I wouldn't go that far. I say go bigger.
Well, there's only one, so, I mean, you kind of just broke it.
Cujo. That's right.
no.
Cujo for kids coming to PBS.
Air Bud?
I wish. Airbud. He was like the Larry Bird of dogs.
Yeah.
Airbud was pretty good. He deserves his own statue. Great chest bounce passer.
Chest pass?
Chest passer. Is that what they do?
Chest bounce passer?
A chest bounce pass. From the chest to the bounce pass. From the chest to the.
Okay.
Is Nickelodeon remaking 1993's Man's Best Friend?
I wish. I don't think they are.
Do you remember
But
that film?
they just released the Rocco's Modern Life movie that I believe you can watch currently on Netflix.
Okay.
So
Did you know about Man's Best Friend?
I heard of it, but because it was a show that
No, it was a movie.
was that
Genetically engineered dog escapes from the science facility where it was created. A family takes it in, unaware of its deadly instincts, which soon emerge.
Oh,
The
no.
scientist who created the dog tries to find it before
no.
it's too late. It would have cheetah.
Oh, I
cheetah
remember
DNA
this. I do remember that movie. That was bad. That was a bad movie. I think I saw this question online. Do you recall what was what is a bad movie
Oh, we loved it.
that you absolutely will still sit through today? What is a bad movie you would still sit through today?
I think you'd have to just list what you consider
Yeah.
bad movies or throw them
Like,
my direction.
dude, where's my car?
No.
You wouldn't sit.
Never
through
seen
that.
it.
Never seen it.
Is American Pie a bad movie?
No, of course
Okay.
not.
All right. Well,
Well,
I
the
was.
sequels, I would say maybe,
Yeah.
but the original still was good.
You'd have to throw movies at me
Okay.
for me to figure out what that might be.
I'm trying to recall the last bad movie I saw. I did see a bad movie.
I started to watch Uncle Drew and I couldn't do it, and I would have watched
Really?
the hell out of that as a kid. I bet.
What?
Like it was so bad. I turned
You
it
couldn't
off.
finish? I
I-
did something similar. I did that with, oh boy, Aladdin.
Oh, the new one.
It isn't.
Too many.
It's-
Yeah.
it's
See, you guys.
tough.
Hey, this is what happens. This is the
It's,
comeback. You complain about Whitey, voice and everything.
Wait, what?
This is what I'm getting from it.
Is that
you
the Will
hated
Smith one?
You hated more brown people in the live action.
No,
No. Try,
that is
quote
not.
that. Clip
that
it
is
off.
not actually what
That's
I
actually
said.
what it is. That's Travis
It
Terrell
was-
at
it-
Black to the Future on Twitter.
It was like it was even for a children's film. It was overly campy.
Oh, really?
Like even like Disney.
I'm not like. Is that like? And I'm only saying. I'm trying to think. Would that make more sense to an international audience to be
Yes.
blatant with
Yes.
what they are? Like,
Yes.
here's the love scene.
Yes,
Like, is that?
yes, I think that's.
Okay.
I think, and it did resonate internationally. It did do great box office numbers. I think it did well overseas than it did domestically. But it was just one of those films where, and probably similar to Uncle Drew, like you're not, you're knowing you're gonna suspend disbelief for like, you get it. But then it gets to a point where it's just like, oh, I can like see
This is bad.
this is not.
We do have some suggestions from viewers, listeners on the Facebook comments. Our buddy Matt says any Leprechaun movie.
Yeah, those are bad. Those are really bad.
Like good, bad.
Could
Would you
I
sit through it?
sit
See, that's
through
the
a
thing.
I can make fun of
Leprechaun?
that.
I could if it's. I don't know. Oh, maybe the first one. I don't know if I could sit through the other.
There's
Jennifer
a
Aniston on
line.
that one?
There's a line. Yeah, there's a line of
Big
bad
nose
and
in
good
that.
bad,
Right.
as Chris will use that phrasing or description.
It was
Because-
pre nose job for her.
because
Pre
there-
rhinoplasty.
Yeah, there's good bad where they're so bad that you want to sit through them, right?
Right.
So do those count? I don't think we put those in play here
Right.
necessarily. It's got to be bad.
Bad.
Because then there's the kid factor too. I mean, there were several movies that
That's-
just had animals
What's
and
the
like a
one
very
with,
simple. What was it? I was thinking about the other day? Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. What we're talking about that was a blind woman who did horse diving, and that I was in love with that movie as a kid. And I'm like, surely it was just a terrible movie. Then I looked it up, and it was actually rated pretty high.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yeah, I had some taste.
What's the
That's
movie
right.
with Dan Aykroyd,
Right.
Chevy Chase, and Demi Moore? It's something like Nothing to Lose.
Hey.
It's not Nothing to Lose. But they end up at this house with an old man. It's kind of like a comedic horror type movie.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
Like that's a bad movie. I'd
That
sit
was.
through.
I know what movie you're talking about. Yeah,
I
that
can't
was.
think
a
of the
bad
name
movie.
of it. But I'd sit through that one. That's probably a bad. But is that good bad? I guess is the question then too, because it's kind of a weird storyline, very weird. So I don't know where that falls. I'm trying to think of one for me.
Yeah, I think like you have to find like a movie that was meant to be serious, like Aladdin, like whatever. Like those kind of movies are kind of designed, to Chris's point, to be campy. So we kind of have to give it the benefit of the doubt. But I'm talking like a movie that called itself going serious or being a serious movie, and it just was like, this is horrible. I don't know when was the last time I saw. I tried to avoid those movies.
Forrest
So
Gump. I can't watch Forrest Gump.
You don't like Forrest Gump?
I don't like Forrest Gump.
why are you here? What's
I just
happening?
can't sit through it.
What? That's the most enjoyable.
It is the most delightful movie. It's disturbing still.
The movie's great.
It's a fun movie. It's good. It has its moments.
See, that's the thing. People think that one's good. And for me, it's different. Where it's just like, I'll go outside.
See, I think it's a cold black heart.
That could probably
Could
be.
be.
It. That's probably definitely it.
That drives me.
You think when that ghost got a hold of you and the
Okay, we don't have to go down.
maybe that
path
changed
again.
you a little bit?
What frustrates you more? To
I can't watch horror movies. That's something I just won't. And we're sitting here saying we're trying to figure out one we would. The horror movies that are just like the what's the series?
Final Destination.
No, that would be bad. Good bad.
yeah, that'd be.
Bad,
Yeah,
good,
that'd
good,
be
bad.
like. Yeah, that. Now I'll watch Final Destination
Frighteners?
because that's at least.
Was Frighteners good, or was that bad? And I
don't
just
know
really liked it.
Frighteners.
Frighteners had Michael J. Fox, Jake Busey played Death, the dude from Boston Public. He was a principal.
You know what movie was
There's a
bad?
black dude,
You know what's bad? I think there are a few movies because you know what movie that, like I watched a ton of, but it was not a good movie. Blank Check. Blank Check was an
Well, that was
awful
but
film.
that was a kids movie though.
Yeah, but yeah,
That doesn't play.
doesn't count.
The plot in
That's
that
a
is
good
something
point.
every child has ever come up with. Ever. Here's what I would do with $1 million. Like
Ice cream,
right? And
water
essentially-
slides,
and you essentially become a boy band that gets money too quick,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Like that's what it is. Frighteners.
Nothing But Trouble is the movie I was trying to think of.
I know
earlier.
Nothing But Trouble, and that is a bad movie. Yes,
Frighteners.
but I would probably sit through it.
I probably would too.
63% on Rotten
That's pretty
Tomatoes.
high for Frighteners.
Yeah. See, I thought that maybe it was like
See, that's the thing. What are we using to judge
Right.
as
Right.
well? Seems like we have too many factors in this equation
Very.
to make it.
All right, because and I apologize if I'm sticking in the early '90s. I just feel like the early '90s gave us the higher volume of really terrible movies. Can we agree there? Like The Net with Sandra Bullock.
oh,
Like
maybe.
that. That's a bad movie, right?
Chi
Now,
McBride.
I think that has to fall on that one.
Shy McBride.
Chi McBride.
Chai.
What about?
Third time's a charm.
Have you seen My Blue Heaven? I don't know what that's rated.
No.
My Blue Heaven has Steve Martin, Rick Moranis, and Joan Cusack in it.
Mm.
And
Studio was like, we got the public on this
Steve
one.
Martin plays a mobster that goes into witness protection. Rick Moranis is
Right.
an FBI agent looking over him. They develop this relationship or whatever, and there's your movie, and you have that cast. I don't know what that's rated, but that would be one I'd probably sit through again. Would be My Blue Heaven. I'm gonna look that up now. 'Cause now I'm
By the
curious.
way, Peter Jackson directed Frighteners. How great a taste did I have? Black Sheep with some help on that, and he also had Your Answer to Nothing But Trouble. Also, yeah, I'm trying to think like Don't Tell
My
Mom
Blue
the
Heaven's
Babysitter's
is 71.
Dead, like something.
I'd sit through that one.
Well, Christina Applegate.
Yeah, sure. I sit through that one, but that is that's a good bad movie.
My Blue Heaven's a 71 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, so that can't.
I didn't realize it was that.
This is tough.
Don't tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Yeah, most certainly.
This is tough. What about the how high rated was the movie that Tom Hanks and Halle Berry were in, where they played like 20 different roles, and there was
Cloud Atlas. Is it Atlas Cloud or Cloud Atlas?
Was that rated poorly?
I
didn't mind that. I thought
It
was all right.
wasn't a terrible film, but then again, I may have been on something
Right.
at 3 a.m. when I watched it, so that's why maybe it was more enjoyable to me.
All right.
But I do remember watching it going, I really don't. This is not.
Ooh,
It was like one of those movies like, this isn't good, but I'm going to be honest,
66.
it's doing enough.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
it's good. Yeah, that's better than I expected. It
What about
wasn't a great movie, but it was visually stunning and so different that you were good sitting through it.
The Weatherman with Michael Caine and Nick Cage. I love that movie. And I don't think it's rated that high. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
It's good.
I like that one.
Darker.
The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage.
that's
I've never
pretty
seen
good.
that.
That's one of the worst films of all
I've never
time.
Bees. Ooh, the bees.
Yeah, it's a very, very.
It's got a bear
Sec-
out
how
The
there.
about
last 10 minutes is
I'm trying to
very
think of
like,
stuff that
oh,
tugged on my heartstrings. Secondhand Lions.
you would because you were big into Haley Joel Osment.
I mean, I wasn't. I mean,
Yeah,
not a,
you were
I don't
big into
wear
it. Like,
jerseys.
hey.
National Treasure Book of Secrets is like in the 30s according to Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm going to watch that through every time I sit down to watch it.
Secondhand Lions, 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
See?
I just have great
What about
taste.
Pay It Forward? Pay It Forward was one of those movies that, because it got Kevin Spacey and then Helen Hunt. And I think Helen Hunt was coming off. Was she coming off an Oscar nominee?
40%.
Yeah, that's bad. And then they had Haley Joel Osment in it, and then I think he gets stabbed in that movie.
Oh.
I think he dies in that movie.
Nothing But Trouble is 5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, so that's really
Oh,
good.
is that what it
so you
is?
got this. So that may be the winner in the clubhouse right now.
Okay. I'll do.
What's the feeling that overcomes? Like, have you ever? Is it more upsetting to go into a film with high expectations and it suck, or a sucky movie sucking worse than you thought?
Boy, that's tough because you knew going in, and you're like, I knew I shouldn't have wasted my time on this. I was genuinely mad at the time when I was dating a very sweet person, but they never wanted to see movies, and there must have been some kind of an attraction or something, but they wanted to go see that Suicide Squad movie,
Yeah.
and I was pissed.
Why?
Short of throwing a fit. I thought it was terrible.
Well, it was not a good movie,
But I knew it was going to be terrible,
Oh,
and I was like,
okay.
can we just not? And then I sat there for 2 hours, and I was steaming, like not a whole lot, but it was. Yeah.
I think I don't think it's gonna do well on the Rotten. I think it does well on Rotten Tomatoes, but a movie I recently did see over the weekend again, that was bad. Was Justice League. Like it is, like the second viewing.
Is that a Marvel one?
No, it's
It's a
DC.
DC. So that's
Okay.
what Superman and Batman and it was. I think that may be the more disappointing because that's a great cast, and there are like lines in there like it's lines that go back to the days of Batman and Robin. Like at one point,
Pow.
yeah, he does. He goes at one point the cyborg after they defeated the villain goes, "Booyah." I shit you not. He literally goes after they've killed the big villain that they've been going after this entire film. The one guy they leave a line to is Cyborg, and it's booyah. Not even like booyah. It's booyah.
He
What
could have
about-
done something like word.
That might as well. He probably would have been better off just dropping a Twitter handle. But he literally goes, booyah.
Now, what about Jonathan Taylor Thomas and who is this? Jonathan Taylor Thomas
Go
and
on.
Chevy Chase in Man of the House.
I remember that
Oh.
movie. I remember that came out. JTT couldn't be stopped.
That's from our buddy Brad.
By the way,
What's now you got me thinking. What's vice versa? I think we had that in Dogs on Film recently.
The Room is the all-time king. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Now, I watched the movie based on The Room,
is
the
it
James Franco.
the actual movie?
They got hosed. They should have won some more. That was really, really good. I thought that was really funny.
The movie based off Room or the
The
movie
James
Room?
Franco movie.
Oh, so the movie based off of it you thought was good.
I thought,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
like pretty next level, pretty good,
Okay.
like very well made. But that whole Me Too stuff. Remember that? Completely tanked him. Or
Oh, that was Dave Frank. Was it Dave
it
Franco?
was James.
Oh, it
Because
was
he wore a
James.
support women
Oh,
thing, and then
okay.
somebody was like, "You didn't support me," and then it all. Both My Blue Heaven and Goodfellas is based on the life of Henry Hill, Tom Brown.
Oh,
Now you know.
Really?
Steve Martin teaches Rick Moranis how to keep the crease in his pants.
Oh,
His dress
nice.
pants in that.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Very
You know,
good.
one movie that I think a lot of people love, but I absolutely hate, The Replacements with Keanu Reeves.
You know, I never got into that. And
no, I never did either.
Faison Love was in here.
Yeah.
And he
It
like
was
to
Gene
some
Hackman.
people.
Was that Gene Hackman's last movie? Last time you saw Gene Hackman or something.
Welcome to Mooseport.
Ah,
Was that him?
I think you're. Yeah, that was him.
I'm
Him
not- I think
and
that
Ray
is him.
Romano.
Who?
But yeah, The Replacements. I always remember.
Don't look that one up. I might use it.
Okay.
Welcome to Mooseport.
I just remember
Fred
Keanu Reeves-
Savage was also in that.
Yes,
Who was also in Vice Versa,
he was.
Oh,
which was a 43. I just looked up on Rotten Tomatoes, so I would watch Vice Versa again, most certainly.
there we go.
And we never saw Keanu Reeves again because he ended up retiring.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a real quarterback in the
Oh
NFL,
my God.
whose luck has run out.
Andrew Luck retires at the tender age of 29 years young.
Oh, you
Not
did
that it's that big a deal to the three of us, but the reactions have been quite interesting all around. Injuries like a lacerated kidney, ACL, concussion, at least one that we know of. Andrew Luck's probably made $150 million over the last almost 10 years and decides to hang it up in the NFL preseason. Announcement comes, the beard with the Civil War look. Announcement comes, it happened and it got leaked, and he announced it after the Colts preseason game over the weekend, was heard to be booed off the field as news broke in Indianapolis. Gardner, I'd love to see a clip of that.
I do have a clip of that, so here you go.
Fuck.
Out of the way. Out of the way.
I hear a "you suck" there at the end. Now, is this just mob mentality at its finest, and people have been drinking all game, and the news breaks, and they feel like they got their feelings hurt, or something like, "Oh, you could have told." Like, what is this, and why did people react that way? Now, again, that could be a small part of the overall fan base from Indianapolis, but boy, did they look really bad, booing a guy who just made a decision to hang it up.
I thought it was just indicative of where today's sports fan is as far as their entitlement, as if they have sincere ownership of these individuals and what they do and how they live their lives. And I don't know when it happened. I'm not even, I mean, I can sit up here and blame it on a number of things as to why people feel that level of entitlement. But we've seen a couple of incidents this year that have been incredibly gross. Fans cheering the Achilles injury of Kevin Durant in Toronto.
That's weird.
And
man.
this was just as weird, if not more, because I've never seen a player who has given so much to his city and to his organization, who announced a retirement, and the immediate reaction from the fans is to boo. And I think, especially in the age of what we now know in regards to mental health issues, mental health awareness, the things we now know with concussions, the bevy of injuries that Andrew Luck has had to go through, the strenuous effort that it takes to go through these rehabs. Like, these rehabs
Imagine
are
spending-
mentally grueling. Like, the things you have to do to get back to almost playing shape.
This isn't getting back to being able to walk into your office. It's getting back to be
To
able to run away
physically-
from
right,
350-pound freak
Right.
men who want to kill you.
Exactly. And so when a guy, and I thought it was in a twilight zone, because you're right. The issue really wasn't necessarily Luck's retirement. Yes, he's retiring very young, retiring at 29, and what many would consider the prime of his career.
He could legitimately play, say he found a health streak, another decade.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, considering the injuries, you're thinking at least still
5 years?
he had another 5 years in front of him. And so that's maybe the initial shock. But once you understood that, man, he did go through a ton of injuries, serious injuries. You talk about the lacerated spleen, which
Kidney.
he played with. Kidney, excuse me. Which he still played the game with. That's the thing that really blew me away about folks booing him, because I thought that story was renowned. I thought it was like things of legend. I remember that game and him finishing the game and the Colts going on to win. And I remember saying to myself, that guy will be a legend in that town forever for doing that, because you can never be called soft or weak when you complete an NFL game and win it with a lacerated kidney. So it's very weird to see everyone's reaction. The big reaction is the one that everyone has jumped down on, and that's Doug Gottlieb, who, of course, I believe is he with CBS Sports or FS1?
FS1.
FS1.
He's with
I know
FS1
that because
now.
Troy Aikman sent him a
Right.
tweet this
So there are a
morning,
couple
or
people.
last
So
night.
we saw Torrey Smith respond. This is Doug Gottlieb's statement: retiring cause rehabbing is too hard, in quotations, is the most millennial thing ever. Hashtag Andrew Luck. Naturally, it was a fake tough guy asshole statement from Doug Gottlieb, but Doug Gottlieb has a history. And you better believe the internet never forgets. I know one, Torrey Smith, and the NFL certainly didn't forget. He responded by highlighting and reminding everyone that Doug Gottlieb and credit cards have a history. Did you get that tweet, Guardsy?
No.
Okay, though there's a tweet where Torrey Smith says
Doug Gottlieb got punished and then had to transfer because of a
Stolen
credit
credit
card
cards.
scam.
Yeah, he was running a credit card scam. He was getting money off of it, and so Torrey Smith responded, yeah, I guess it's basically similar to, stealing credit cards. And I think at this point, it was up to almost 30,000 retweets and over 200,000 people had, favored it. So Doug Gottlieb really got ripped a new one. There are a few other people online.
Dan Dakich.
Yeah, he decided to pull the I have family working in steel mills, cops, teachers making far less, and this guy is tired. My backside.
I saw someone tweet, I'm paraphrasing here, but said Dan Dakich takes his steel mill cop teacher family and puts them in a lunch pail and goes to work.
But
every day.
right.
but
Don't you
here's
forget it.
here's another thing that we do also that I see people do as well. Like, why are athletes lesser human beings? Because they're getting paid an exorbitant amount of money. And in this instance of people who, yes, they're not.
But my
why,
fantasy team.
But
What?
But my thing is, why are we so quick to compare their occupations to the everyday occupations of you and I? Why is that necessary? These are elite.
Because a few people played these sports at a 1% level that these people are playing. And
But
they're
even
like, well,
Dan,
I
like
played.
Dan Dockich and Doug Gottlieb covered these sports.
Doug
They've
Gottlieb
seen the
fizzled out of the
evolution.
pros in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, but
Well,
they,
and it was pointed out that Dan Dockich went to coach West Virginia and then left almost a week in there because he thought it was going to be too hard to coach there and went back to where he was, a lesser school. And then John Beeline took over, and they did okay.
Yeah.
So it was pointed out that that was the case with Dan Dockich as well. So, I mean, each one of them has their own.
Listen, you don't have to be the best football player in the world or even have ever played football to be a commentator, to be a talking head, to analyze it, to be very good at analyzing it.
And I screwed up that Torrey Smith tweet. I want to say you stole credit cards because working was too hard. That's what his response to Doug Gottlieb. But, I think it's interesting that Doug Gottlieb and Dan Dockich, former athletes, college athletes, and they know how the game has evolved. They know the type of injuries that these players, they go through. So it's disgusting in that former athletes said this.
But
I think that's what makes it more like if it was, the other blowhards on FS1, then it would have been.
Dan Dockich, you have to realize who he is, though, too,
Yes.
and that he worships on the groin of Bobby Knight. He
Yes.
played for him. So that's the kind of.
But the thing is,
But
even
Doug
with
Gottlieb's doing this for ratings. This is
I'm sure. I
he
wouldn't
did
doubt
this.
that.
Is he doing the?
I'm sure he has
Skip
to.
Bayless
I don't
thing,
know
or-
if he's doing that, but my thing is,
and that's fine to go with that. But
I'm asking if that's what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't matter because it really doesn't matter.
Right.
If that's what you're going to go with, then that's who you are. You don't get to say,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's an act."
Mhm,
No,
mhm.
you don't get to do that.
Sure.
So, I
Well, you leave
know
yourself-
what you're saying. I don't have an answer to that.
I'm just trying to
But-
find the motivation. To it,
Yeah.
which I don't know why.
I don't know. No,
do know
you don't
I
need the
have a-
motivation. I think at the end of the day, like what, it's just dehumanizing. I don't understand the urgency, the thing that when somebody's going through a trauma or going through an event, it's incumbent upon us to now project our feelings upon them.
Well, I just find
don't
it
understand.
lazy too.
Yes, well, that goes
the
without
irony
saying.
of laziness is going to the tropes.
And I think,
it's like,
but I think
okay.
I think we kind of know a lot of these personalities are lazy. I'm trying to understand the viciousness. I'm trying to understand the need to be so vile
I think it's
towards
rooted
people.
in-
Like it's not. And Andrew Luck, of all people, has carried himself like one of the best professionals the NFL could ever. So
well, that
I'm trying to
probably
understand.
takes a therapy session.
Well,
Travis.
so, and that's the thing that blows me away is that a guy like Andrew Luck, who we physically seen give his all for his team, who we know is a good person, a person that's a good teammate. Why do we have crosshairs for a guy? Like I don't understand
because
where
it
is that.
impacts them personally. They at least view it that way.
How
The
about
fan,
this?
The whatever.
That's weird.
Troy Aikman, who we saw.
Oh, let's pull up Troy's
in the
tweet.
Hall of. I've got it right here.
Okay.
Into Hall of Fame career after LeVar Arrington nearly killed him, made soup out of his brain.
Right.
From that, and I don't know how many concussions Aikman has clinically, but I bet it would be double digits. Troy Aikman tweeting back to Doug Gottlieb. That's total bullshit, Doug. What qualifies you to decide how someone should live their life? So you're now the authority on what motivates Andrew Luck. And if his decisions don't fit into what you think is best for him, then you rip him. Guess that keeps you employed on FS1. Nice. Troy Aikman. At
Look,
Troy Aikman on
when
Twitter.
Troy
And
Aikman
Troy's with Fox too.
and, and when Troy Aikman has time to put away his own CTE to grill you, to call you out, you know you done messed up. Because Troy Aikman isn't a guy that just goes onto the internet talking shit. He doesn't even, Troy Aikman is the most down-the-middle objective guy currently in sports. And so if he has to come out of his box to call you out, you know you screwed up. Even if it was an act or a trope or you trying to troll, I just thought it was a very ugly statement, especially in the era of mental health, in the era of CTE, in the era of what we now know what these retired players have to go through, how many can't even pick up their kids, how they can barely get out of a car, how they can barely get to the grocery store and grab things off the shelves. We know this. It's well documented. So to hear people still be so
Weird
cruel.
hill to die on.
It's a very weird hill. And to be so mean about it.
Well,
like,
that's
why?
Here's the thing for me, and my hope is that it's just a small group and we see it, that it's narrowed to.
Yes, I hope so
Like,
too.
I
the
think-
amount of fans that were booing, I don't know the number.
So gross.
Hopefully
Right.
it's small.
I see a
but
lot
they
of
were
smart
just
people
louder.
defending Andrew Luck too.
But it's
True.
Why are people angry at someone for wanting to be happy?
That's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing to watch. I don't know what that's coming from, and I wish.
And their decision, apparently, this
it's-
person's decision is impacting your happiness in a way that maybe you need to look at to how you
Yes.
evaluate happiness.
and it's
That's the only thing that really I see all this. That's all noise.
and you know what
It's
sucks?
just like, why are the guy has an ability? I mean, if it was so bad, why would the Colts settle and just say, hey, yeah, keep that money that we could have argued over?
Right.
Yeah, just keep it.
Right.
Because they know probably that part
You
of the
think-
decisions they made
And-
led to this
and my-
ultimate decision as well.
And knowing how NFL players talk,
Okay.
if there was this idea of Andrew Luck being a quote unquote quitter, we would have heard it by now. So this
don't
idea
care
that
if
this
you are a
guy,
quitter.
but my thing is, how can a guy like, if I don't understand how he gets that quote unquote giving up on a team organization moniker where he has no documented history of
Right.
ever giving up on anything.
But my whole thing is, it just doesn't even matter though.
Right.
The guy
Right.
just wants to go be
This
happy.
is a
That-
one-
no, and that's fine. And that's the other thing too, that this
Like, if
he's
I'm him, I'm okay.
recently
Do you
married
know how many
again.
guys that are 6'4" and 240 and that run as fast as him didn't make it to the NFL?
He's gonna go to Greenland, enjoy that space.
But we've seen,
Is he
look,
scouting for purchase?
he's a Stanford grad. Like the kid is going to
Don't do
be
that.
all
Josh
right.
Hawley's a Stanford.
And
grad.
look where
Let's
he
not-
is,
let's
US
not do-
Senate.
Let's not do that
He
anymore.
made it to
okay?
your T-shirt.
He did.
We do. We've got a break coming up, so we'll do that. But we've got a poll. We'll throw that out there on Twitter at We Are Live Radio on Twitter. Why don't you guys check it out? It involves the topic we just hit, and then a topic we'll hit next hour. Gardner, our melee for today, sir.
Today, the melee of morning.
Yeah, that's right. Are you more surprised Andrew Luck decided to retire from the NFL at 29 years old? Or the news Hasbro Toy Company has purchased
Oh, God.
Death Row Records?
2019 has been a year. 2019 and 2016.
What up, Potato Head?
Mr. Potato Head's running Death Row Records.
Hey, mother, it's MASH MC now.
Oh, no. Now we get more jokes like that coming down the pipe.
That was good, though.
Jesus help us.
Ms. Potato Head demands you call him MASH MC. Come on.
How many mashups are they going to have?
Oh, get us to break.
Nice.
Get us to break immediately.
Before we break, I do want to say thank you to St. Louis Counseling Services for supporting our show. Very excited to be here 5 days a week for you, and that's because of St. Louis Counseling Services supporting us. You can support them by going to their website, stlouiscounseling.org. I've personally recommended their services to folks. I recommend it to you all. They offer counseling to businesses, individuals of all income levels. stlouiscounseling.org, and do me a favor, go subscribe to their podcast on iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. Mental Health Matters is recorded right here at Midcoast Studio, midcoast.media for more information on that as well. Real quick, Paul in the comments, because we fans develop CTE for 3 hours every weekend. Same reason I was cussing out 19-year-old linemen for giving up 10 sacks against Florida. It's not healthy. Shout out to Paul. Guys, we'll take a break. It's We Are Live. We're back on the other side. Stay here. Hit share, too.